Hey everybody, it's Kelly with Inky Hands Warm Hearts. How are you guys? Happy to be here with you. I'm waiting to see what the screen looks like. Of course, I was my screen timed out because I wasn't doing anything on my iPad. So now let's see if I'm live on there. Oh, I forgot to do the volume. Sorry, guys. It's always something with me. I keep it real. All right, let's see. I want to try and set up my control panel so that I can deal with stuff if I have to. Okay, I think we're good. How do you guys feel? How is your Tuesday? I keep thinking it's Thursday today, and I don't know why, because I don't go live on Thursdays, but it's in my head. I hope y'all are doing well. Hey, Clem. Hey, Lou. Let's see if anybody else pops in here with us. Don't forget to hit the like button. I am going to, let's see, mute that. Okay, I think we're good for the most part. I'm going to bring my screen a little bit down, I think. And, all right. How is everybody? We're going to do some fun stuff tonight. I think I'm like way too high up. I'm going to bring you guys down a little and see how that is. How's that for you guys? Hey, Sue. Happy Tuesday. So while we're waiting for people to pop in, let's talk about Paper Pumpkin. If you guys do not get Paper Pumpkin, let me tell you, you've missed the best kit in May. Gorgeous Paper Pumpkin kit. Fantastic scenes. The imagery is just unbelievable. I have a video on it. I did do an unboxing, and this is what the box looks like. As far as I know, they still have the cards and envelopes add-on. It's 18 cards, 6 each, 3 designs, and then you get the colorful in-color envelopes, which for me, it's worth it just to get the in-color envelopes. It's $10, 18 cards. It's item number 163113. So if you are interested, you can get that add-on. The next kit that's coming is called Welcome Inn, like an inn that you stay at, and it's a hospitality-based kit. So if you go to somebody's house and you want to bring them a nice card with, you know, a gift card or a thank you or whatever, if you want to invite people to your home, it's like a perfect kit for that. And it is based off of the Countryside Inn Suite in the annual catalog. So it's going to have lots of beautiful colors and pretty prints. And there's an add-on die set that you can get, which is item number 163192. It comes with 3 dies, a vase, a flower, and a little leaf. I'm going to bring it up here to the camera so you guys can see. I think there it is. Hopefully I'm in camera. Oh, I think I'm too big. There we go. So check that out. Hey, Rita. Thanks for joining us. Hey, Maleda. Hey, Joyce. I'm glad you're here for the live. So everybody who gets Paper Pumpkin, give me a thumbs up in the comments, because I love Paper Pumpkin, and I think in the beginning it wasn't as good, but they have just gotten fantastic. And there's rarely a kit that I don't like. Even when I'm kind of iffy about the stuff that they preview, I'm kind of like, oh, I don't know if this kit's going to be any good. I end up getting it, and I end up loving it. So definitely Paper Pumpkin is the way to go. It's just a way to make cards quick without having to think. I love it because I don't have to design anything. Stampin' Up designs it for me. Yeah, see? Joyce gets Paper Pumpkin. Sue gets Paper Pumpkin. I know Lou gets Paper Pumpkin. Clem, do you get Paper Pumpkin still? I think you do, right? I don't know where John is. I think he's talking because Johanna's boyfriend's here, and I think that he's talking to him. I'm going to have to give him a buzz for him to pop in. That's okay, Lou. All right, so Paper Pumpkin is fantastic. I loved last month's kit. The one before it I thought was stunning as well, with all the iridescent florals and leaves and stuff. That was a beautiful kit. But if you want more Paper Pumpkin, the Kits collection is for you. So check out the newest kit, May 2nd's kit. It is 9 cards. They're all shaker cards. I think they're going to be fun. They're birthday cards. And it's $23 for the confetti birthday. 3 each, 3 designs. The April kit was Forever Friends, and it was 8 cards, 4 each, 2 designs. The Kaleidoscope kit is gorgeous. It's laser cut and really, really beautiful. $23, 3 designs, 3 each. The Wreath of Blooms kit. Even if you think that you may not like this kit, I'm telling you, this kit is great. I've seen people put it in shadow boxes and not hang it on the wall. Add a beautiful designer series paper, a sentiment in the center of the hoop, and make a beautiful home decor piece. So you don't have to hang it on the wall like this. You could frame it into a shadow box, which you can get at IKEA, really inexpensive, like $5, $6 for a frame. So that's a really cool kit. And then, of course, I love this kit. This is a non-stamping kit, but I just love all the colors. I love bright colors, and so this rainbow kit is fantastic. Now, let's talk about June 1st. So next week will be the 30th, next Tuesday, and then next Thursday is the 1st of June. They're going to be having a DSP paper sale. So if you want to buy some designer series paper, wait until June 1st. Because most of the paper is going to be on sale. Not the specialty paper, but I believe all the non-specialty paper is going to be on sale. I will put a post on my blog on June 1st about this sale, and you'll be able to download this flyer from the blog. But I just wanted to give you a heads up so that you don't go and buy a bunch of DSP and then wish you hadn't bought it and waited till the 1st. So I did want to give you that heads up. Also, don't forget about the fantastic online exclusives. The DSP from the online exclusives is going to be in that sale, so wait on that. And all right, let's get started. This week we have been using Cheerful Daisies again, because the first time I showed it, I was just trying to show the new in colors. And so I showed the Cheerful Daisies. Hey John, thanks for joining us. Oh no, Clem. Well, now you can get more. And so I decided I wanted to do Cheerful Daisies again, and this time have the freedom to use any colors that I wanted with this suite. This is by far one of my most favorite daisy sets that we've had up until now. Of course, you know, they'll come out with a daisy set next year and then I'll love it just as much. But for right now, this is my most favorite set. I just think it's fantastic. There's so many different looks that you can get with the bundle. You can get the die cut 3 layers of color. You can get the stamped images. You can just layer 2 layers of die cuts. You can layer the die cuts over the DSP. I mean, it's just absolutely the most stunning collection. And I really have enjoyed using it this week. I hope that you have enjoyed the cards. This one was Sunday's card, and I showed a tag fun fold card. Happy anniversary, Lou. And so this is a really fun card to make. You can get 2 out of a sheet of cardstock and still have a rather nice size piece of cardstock left in your piece of cardstock. So this is a fun fold, and I used the double layer of flowers, which I think is my favorite way to do the dies, is the double layer. But so this will, if you missed this video, it should be on my channel. And then yesterday I did a video as well. Let me find the cards. So I went to my uplines. We go there about 4 or 5 times a year. And she had designed this card for us to make. And so this is the card that I put together. And I really loved it. So I wanted to show it to you guys as part of the week. And I decided to try it with a different piece of the Fresh as a Daisy Designer Series paper. So I used the blue one with the white daisies. And I went with Copper Clay and Boho Blue. And that is the card that I made. So you get a little bit of different color variation. And I have a video for this from yesterday. And then on to today's project. Let me show you what we're going to do today. Here is today's project. So you had a little preview because I do give you a little sneak peek when I post that I'm going to be going live. And so it's a shaker card, but instead of it filling the whole project, I just wanted a little bit of a shaker in the corner, and I wanted to showcase all the daisies. But I just think this is the funnest card. I love shaker cards. I find them very easy to work with. And especially since we started having the foam adhesive strips, it just makes your life so much easier to do shakers with those nice adhesive strips that are in the catalog. So if you've never tried a shaker card, you should definitely try a shaker card with the foam adhesive strips. So what do you guys think of this cute card? Do you like the color? We're also going to watercolor the background. So it's going to be fun. So I used the Cheerful Daisy Bundle, which is what I've been using all week. I used the stylish shapes to cut the hole in my card here. And I'm going to go ahead and pull the die out because we're going to need to use that tonight. And I believe I used the third largest. Yep, that's the one. So I'll put that to the side. And then I used the Charming Sentiment set. If you don't own this set, it's a really great word set. And there's a die set that goes with it that cuts all of these words out. But I fussy cut mine out, even though I own the die set, just because it was faster and easier. And I was, at the time when I was designing my card, it was sitting at my desk and I didn't feel like getting up. So I just fussy cut it out. But I decided to use the Hey There. And I just think that this Charming Sentiment set is a great addition if you don't own that set. All right, so let me get this stuff out of the way and we will get started. Let me show you the inside of our card. So it has some splatter. I don't know if you guys can see that in the camera. I'm hoping that you'll be able to. There's a little bit of a delay, so I can't really tell what you can see or not right away. Oh yeah, you can see the splatter. So this is Pumpkin Pie and Daffodil Delight splatter. I'm going to show you how I got that thin splatter on the inside. You can still write over that splatter. And then I got some splatter on the outside as well. So we are going to be using some watercoloring. Yay, I know you guys love to see the watercoloring in action, right? We're going to start with a piece of, this is crushed curry cardstock, and it's 4 1/4 by 11 inches. We're going to go ahead and, I'm not going to bring the Simply Score out. I just don't feel like it tonight. I'm being a little bit lazy in my stamping, so we're just going to use our bone folder to help us, and we'll get that into place. Okay, so that is the first step. Then I have a piece of pecan pie. Do you guys say pecan or pecan? So this is our pecan pie, and it's 4 inches by 5 1/4. And that is going to be this back layer underneath the shaker. So when you move the little sequins aside, the background is the pecan pie. And so these sequins are from the Sequins for Everything. They came in the 4 colors. They came in orange, metallic, red, and green. I'm going to try and grab my other 2 colors so I can show you them all. Here they are. And they did not come in these containers. I put them in these containers. They were just old containers that I had hanging around. But these were the colors. And these sequins are on the clearance rack. So if you do not have sequins to do shakers, this is a great sequins pack. And it's pretty inexpensive. I want to say it's like under $4. And you get 4 colors. And there's quite a bit of sequins in the package. My hand is doing really good, Clem, actually. I don't know if you guys can see. There's my, where he went in right there on my wrist. I have no numbness anymore. I sometimes have pain, but he said that that will go away as time goes on, that it should take about 12 weeks before it's completely gone. And of course, most people, it's gone by 12 weeks. It could go longer, but I'm really, really happy with it. And as far as this goes, I think it's going to be pretty awesome. I don't think it's going to leave a bad scar. It kind of fits right there with the wrinkle of my wrist. And I think it will fade as time goes on as well. So not really too worried about that. Okay, so now we have a piece of watercolor paper. And that is going to be the top layer of our card. So this is the piece that we're going to watercolor. And so I cut this piece of watercolor paper 3 3/4 by 5 inches. Yeah, so I think it's going to be gone. I'm really, really excited. I feel like that things have gone really, really well for me, and so I can't complain. So we're going to do a little watercoloring, guys. And you know, I always pull out my block, my big E block, and I have my water in this little plastic cup. I'm going to grab my water painter, and I'm going to use the large one to start with. And I'm going to dip, and actually I'm going to grab a paper towel. I'll show you. This was my paper towel that I used last time. I'm just going to let it sit on there. That way it will soak up anything that goes out and it won't mess up my mat. And let's get our re-inker out. So we're going to use Daffodil, because I wanted it to be brighter so that I wanted these to be kind of like a Black-Eyed Susan. I know that the centers of Black-Eyed Susans are darker, but I just wanted it to have that look to it. So we're using Daffodil, and I'm just going to do probably 3 drops. I love these re-inkers because you don't really need very much and you get a powerful punch of color. So the first thing I'm going to do is wet my watercolor paper, the fluid watercolor. So we're going to grab the largest brush because it really helps to put the water on with this large brush. Just like that. So we're getting it nice and wet. And when we grab this re-inker, I'm going to add a little water to it. I don't want it quite as dark. Come on. Drip on there. There we go. One more. Okay. So we're going to grab our color. It's a little bit diluted. And remember, we've wet this. So as we put this, see how it runs all by itself? It likes to run on that water. Oh, a jasper hair is on my card. Let's see if I can get it off onto the paper towel. Okay. So see how pretty that is? It just runs so pretty. And so I'm going to let it do its thing. I don't want it super saturated, but I do want it a little bit darker in the middle, and it will dry lighter. So I'm gonna try and take as much of this as possible and just keep layering it over the middle so that I can get a nice dark color. All right, and I'm gonna purge into my water, and I'm gonna kind of squeeze that and get it nice and clean. All right, I'm gonna put my brush away for right now, and let's go ahead and dry this. So I'm gonna get my heat tool, and I'm gonna get it going, and then I'm going to start drying. See why I have the paper towel underneath it? Because I'm blowing all this watercolor paint. Gonna flip it over, and I'm gonna work on this side. Bring it back. And I'm gonna start in one spot and press, and it's gonna start flattening out. And once it has flattened out for me, I want to keep my gun moving. I don't want to keep it in one place for too long because then it will curl again. This one's kind of pretty with that streak along the sides. Every one of them is different. But I love doing this watercoloring. Do you guys do much watercoloring? It's almost completely dry. I love that about the watercolor paper as well. When you use the thick basic white or the shimmery white, it stays wet a lot longer. The watercolor paper tends to dry pretty quick. Okay, so now we're gonna add our orange, but the first thing I'm gonna do is grab a baby wipe, and I'm gonna clean off that block. Okay, get it ready for our pumpkin pie, which is our next color that we're going to use. I love to do the watercoloring. I just find it so relaxing. I think you could use basic white thick or shimmery white if you have any shimmery white left, Rita, because I know they retired the shimmery white. But I prefer the watercolor paper because I really love how it takes the water and how it reacts with the inks. To me, it just gives you such a better look. But I have used thick basic white plenty. You just have to be careful not to oversaturate the paper if you use a non-watercolor paper. So you could still use white. I would not use basic white, the thin, because it pretty much will disintegrate on you. Unless you're doing just a small circle, like if you die cut a small circle out of a piece of basic white like this, and then you watercolored over it real quick just to give it a wash, I think you could get away with it. But if you're doing a lot of color like how I'm doing here, and I'm going to continue to add layer upon layer of color, I would use a watercolor paper. Okay, so let's go ahead and give 1 drop of pumpkin pie. And I am going to grab the middle-sized water painter. I don't need the big brush this time, so we're going to use the one in the middle. And I'm going to grab some of this water that's yellow. It doesn't matter. And I'm going to drop it onto my, if I can get it to come out. Come on. Let's try again. I'll just splatter it on there. Okay. So we're going to mix this up. And I am going to splatter. That's the darkest color, okay? Just tap my, see how pretty that is? Now we're gonna dilute it even more. So we're gonna come in here, we're gonna get more water, we're gonna lighten it a little more. So it'll be a lighter orange. And we're gonna splatter again. This time it won't be quite as dark, so you're gonna start getting different colors. Let's add some more water. And now it's more glassy looking, it's not as concentrated, and we're gonna go with the lighter orange next. Okay, so now we have the different colors on top. I'm going to use my dirty water to clean my brush, and I'll clean it after. You can see how it's soaked it in. I'll wash that out after the live, but for right now it will be fine. Get that out of the way, and I will use my baby wipe and I will clean up my re-inker, and then I'm just gonna make sure that it's dry. And as it dries, you're gonna see some that looks more red, some that's like a medium orange, and then a light orange from the 3 different colors that we put on it. I'll bring it up to the camera so that you can see it better. There we go. Isn't that fun? You can see all the different colors on there. And it's all one re-inker. All right, so that's gonna be our piece. We're gonna go ahead and we're gonna die cut our, I might use this side and leave some of that darker splatter at the top. I think I'm gonna go that way. Let me get my little guy out here. Actually, I don't think it will fit in the little one. We'll have to use the big guy. Number 1, number 2, number 3, and our paper. And let's put it about, that's good right there. Lots of fun, and there's our little splattered. You can use that for another project because there's our little hole. All right, let's put this big guy away. All right, let me grab my dies before I lose this. Again, it's the 3rd largest. All right. This gets set to the side. I'm gonna go ahead and attach my pecan onto my card base. And I'm gonna bring you guys down so that you can see things a little closer. I think, do you guys like when I bring it in closer? Just let me know. so this is our first layer. Whoops, I don't want it to move. Let's try and stay and without rolling, without shaking. I'm just gonna use my little roller. Okay. All right, so there's that. This is gonna go here, and there is going to be a white daisy on the inside. And I cut this from this large die that cuts this leaf and the large flower and the small flower. I just stuck a small scrap in there where it would just cut just that portion, but see, I still got a little piece of that flower in there, which is fine. I'm just going to trim it off, use my paper snips. Okay, I will bring it in closer for you, Lou. Let me snip these off, and then I will bring the camera down. All right. How's that? Hopefully that's way better. So I wanted this flower to sit about right there, and then I wanted it to have a stem, but I don't want the stem to stick out past this piece here. So I'm going to snip it about right there. And we're going to go ahead and put a little glue on the stem. And I'm going to put my flower on there. And get that just to hold for a second. It's okay if it gets a little glue on the pecan because we're going to glue it completely down onto there. All right, so let's lift this up. And now that I have it together, we're going to go ahead and add our glue. I'm squeezing a little bit and then I'm brushing it along the petals. I don't want too much, but I definitely want enough. So you just have to use a light hand when you squeeze the multi-purpose glue. Yeah, this is a fantastic stamp set. Okay, and I just want to make sure that I have enough glue, and I'm going down the whole stem. All right, so let's figure out where this is going again. I'm going to hold that in place. I'm going to grab my tweezers, and I'm going to grab my flower, flip it over, and then I'm going to kind of lift that so that it will go underneath like that, and approximately right there. And then I'm going to move this out of the way and give it a nice roll, and then I'm going to let it dry while we're working on this part, because I'm going to have to use my adhesive remover, make sure that I don't have any adhesive up here, because then my sequence will stick to this and I don't want that. So let's just move this to the side. Let's bring this piece in, okay? We're going to be using the foam adhesive strips. I love these. You get, I think, 40 strips in the package. And so I am going to start with a full piece. Well, I didn't mean to grab two. I just want one. There we go. All right, and I'm going to start down this side right here. I don't want it right on the edge. I want it in a little bit. And when I get to this edge, I'm going to grab my snips. Let me grab my wet glue and get it out of the way. And I'm going to snip this right here, like that. And then this should fit across and make it across this side here. And it does. So I'm going to snip that one. And then we'll grab, I'm going to put this onto the sheet temporarily. I will end up using that in a minute. We'll go down the long side again. We have to lift the whole card up because this is rather thick and it's thicker than our regular dimensionals. So because it's thicker than our regular dimensionals, you definitely want to make sure that you have this all the way around. All right. So there's that piece. Now we're going to surround this little circle. So I'm actually going to use these little end pieces. And I'm going to place them. Just put them up against each other. And we'll start another one. We're going to come across here. And we're going to make like a square. I'm going to snip this right here. And then I'm going to connect this right here. And just make sure that it doesn't matter if it's not perfect because it's going to be on the underside. Nobody's going to see it. Now, because I don't have anything here, I want to add some stability to my card. So I'm going to use the rest of this to kind of break up my card so that it won't fall in those spots. So I'm just kind of filling in these small sections. And I don't really need that, but I'm just going to put it right there to get out of the way. So what I've done is I've made a little section here for the window. Now we have to grab our window sheet. And let's see if I made it the right size. Hey, not bad eyeballing. I just have to snip it just slightly. You can glue this part in place first if you prefer. But it doesn't matter. You can do it before or after. So let's see if that fits. Nope, a little bit more. All right. Yep, that will fit. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my wet adhesive and I'm going to put it in the corners. And then I'm going to run a little line all the way around this circle. And then this will hold your window sheet. When you buy the window sheets, they're big. They're 12 by 12 size. Or you can just save like the backings that come on your stamp sets and use those. Any piece of plastic will work. So I'm sticking that in there. Just like that. You can see the glue there. So I just want to make sure that it adheres nicely. And while this is setting the glue on my window sheet, I'm going to put my foam adhesive strips away. You guys got real quiet watching me do this. How many of you guys have made shaker cards? How many of you are afraid of making shaker cards? You can't be afraid because it's only paper. So if you mess it up, you just throw it away and start again. You just have to try. All right, so I'm using my little adhesive remover and making sure that there's nothing sticky. That's good, Lou. I love doing shakers. I think they're so fun. Okay, so now we have our, I'm trying to make sure, I think I felt another little piece. You just got to make sure because you don't want your shaker bits to stick. All right, I think I'm good now. So let's grab our sequins. So I'm using the orange, and yeah, I have a little dryer sheet in here because they're so staticky. So I cut a little piece of dryer sheet up. Especially when you first get them, they're the worst. So this one has brown and orange and yellow. I just thought it was a really beautiful color to use. So I'm gonna grab, whoops, see how they fly around everywhere? Gonna put some in there. Let's grab a little more. We're having some fun. And then maybe one more little pinch. And then I want to put some of the metallic, which has gold and silver and white. See how pretty they are? And these are on clearance. So we want to put some of those in there. And I'm going to mix them around and see if I have enough color and enough metallic together. I think that's pretty. I think that's a good amount. Maybe a little pinch more. I think I want a little bit more oranges and browns. So I'm going to put a little bit more of that color in there. All right, so now that I'm happy with my balance of color, maybe if I can pick out a few white ones. The white ones are cool. There we go. Add a few more white ones and bring these oranges in here. So you have to make sure that they're over the section. Rita, you got to try. They're so fun. So now that you have to make sure that they're over the section that's going to be covered. And we know the whole little flower is going to be covered. So we're safe putting our sequence there. Okay, we're going to peel the backs off of all of these pieces. And I'm just going to put them on the side and then I will throw them away after. So I'm going to get the 4 outside pieces first, and then we'll do these inner pieces that I use to kind of hold it in place and hold the form. All right, now all of our pieces are good. I want to make sure I don't have any adhesive anywhere in this piece that's going to make my sequence stick to it. I think I'm good. Okay. And all my backs, I'm just going to touch them, make sure I pulled all my backs off. Okay. So now we're going to turn it this way. And very carefully, we're going to line up our shaker. So that we have, you know, a border all the way around. And we're happy with that it's straight, that it's not crooked. I think I'm good. And then we're going to go ahead and push that into place. Just like that. And now, there's our shaker. Isn't that fun? And then you have the daisy inside there. Looks like I might have some glue stuck up there. Look. So see, even I don't make them perfect. They don't have to be perfect. They just have to be fun. People like to shake them, and that's the best part of a shaker card. Okay, so now comes the daisy section. So I'm going to talk to you a little bit about what I did here, because I already die cut them all. So I took the large daisy. I got to find it. It's over here in this basket somewhere next to me. Here we go. And you want to stamp the outline first. It makes it a lot easier if you stamp the outline first. Let me grab a scrap paper and I will show you. I went ahead and did them ahead of time because it takes time to die cut them out. So what you want to do is you want to make sure that you stamp the outline of your daisy first because it makes it easier to line up the top. So I did pecan pie, and I grabbed my outline, and we stamp it down. Okay. Well, I gotta grab the center of the daisy. Where are you? Where are you, daisy center? Okay, I found it. I'll open that again. I'll have to clean that. Then I used Daffodil Delight, and mine is pretty juicy, so it's kind of dark. That's why I didn't go with crushed curry. So what you want to do is you want to line up. I'm going to bring this down a little bit. Hopefully I'm still in camera. I am. So I can see what I'm doing. You want to hover your daisy so that the petals line up, and you just kind of really hover it close. And when you see that they're all in the outline, then you drop your stamp and press it down. And when you lift up, it's much easier to do the outline first and put the color inside of it, then do the color first and then try and get the outline to line up. Just trust me from experience. So then I took the center of the daisy and then I just stamped that in the middle. So that's how I did those. Same with the big one. I mean, same with the small one. I did the same thing. I stamped the outline first, and then I added the color on the inside. All right, so let's get the pecan pie because we're going to stamp the word hey there on a scrap of pecan pie. And I forgot that I cut one of these cool little viney leafy pieces that's going to go behind these guys. And then this is for the inside, as is this. So now I have everything out. So let's stamp our hey there. Very good. And let me clean the mess I made all over that stamp. I pushed it too hard, and my new pads, that pecan pie is a new color, so it's super juicy. All right, let's cut. So you can use the die that comes with it, or you could just fussy cut. It's up to you. I'm gonna just fussy cut so I don't have to get the machine back out. I suppose I could have stamped it ahead of time and done it at the same time, but I didn't. All right. Thank you, Lisa. Lisa, you're the Lisa from Wisconsin, right? Because I have another Lisa too. I just want to make sure that I have the right Lisa. So there's my hey there. I'm going to round this a little bit more. It's kind of too far out there, I think. All right, much better. So let's get our card put together. So we are going to layer our daisies onto our card like so. And then we're going to put our hey there, and we're going to put this little piece back here. So the first thing I'm going to do is just set that little piece down, and I'm going to get some dimensionals. Good, I thought I had the right Lisa. I just wanted to make sure. I'm going to put one dimensional to hold that in place, and then we're going to figure out, we'll put these around the outer sides. You can see that I used a scrap paper because I don't like, there we go. I might have too much there. Let's bring this one down a little. All right, that one should be good. I'll grab my Take Your Pick tool. I'll have an easier time of removing these guys with that. How many of you guys use your Take Your Pick tool every day? I'm polling you guys a lot today. So I'm just going to set that right there. And then we'll get this one ready. I don't have it pushed all the way down because I need to have room. I use my Take Your Pick tool every single day. I love this. This is the best money I've ever spent. I tell you what, if they got rid of it, I would cry. Because I use mine so much. Okay, so there's that flower. Now we'll do the little one. We'll tuck that one in. Put 3 on that one. Oh, I have a little scrap of paper. All right, so let's put our small daisy hovering around our shaker. That looks pretty good. Let me move it in a little, maybe up a little more. There we go. All right, and then the hay there is just gonna get glued flat. So let's get our wet adhesive. All right. Press that into place. So that's our outside. Let's work on our inside, and we'll come back to the outside for our embellishments in a minute. So we want to do our inside. So I cut the same daisy as is in the shaker section out of daffodil, and so I have to just trim the little extra pieces off. So it's going to be glued right on top of this. I thought that that was really pretty. So I'm just going to add a little bit of glue to the middle. And we'll put our daisy on top. All right, and then here's the inside. Looks cool, right? So let me show you how I splattered. So the inside piece is a piece of basic white, and it is 4 inches by 5 1/4 inches. I'm gonna grab a piece of scrap paper. Okay. So what we're gonna do next is we're gonna take our Stampin' Up markers, and I want a really fine splatter like that. Okay, so I'm going to start with the pumpkin. I'm going to use the brush tip, and I'm just going to hover it over the top and deposit a light splatter over my card. And you'll be able to write over this splatter because it's a very fine mist. It's why I didn't use the watercolor. I wanted you to be able to write a sentiment or talk, you know, put whatever you wanted to put in your card. Let me show you the orange. See how it's really fine? And now we're going to give it some crushed curry. And again, brush end. So I used the pumpkin pie, and now I'm using the crushed curry, and I'm just adding a little bit of the yellow on there. And there is the two together. It's really pretty in person. It's much prettier than probably what it looks like to you guys on the camera. And then we're going to attach this down here in the corner. So let me grab, the reason I put this here is I didn't want it splattered all over a mat. You can see it's all over here. So we'll add our went a little crazy there, too much glue. So I'm going to have to be really careful not to press it too hard. Or I'm just going to take some off. Let's just do that. That's what I have the silicone mat for. When I get a little crazy, I use my silicone mat. All right, so there is our and it looks really pretty. That label is from our Cheerful Daisy set. I got most of it off onto this backing, so I didn't waste it. It's just a new multi-purpose, and it's like very generously coming out. All right, so let's turn this around. Move this out of the way. We'll add our little splatter inside. I just wanted to tie the outside and the inside together, which is why I gave the fine splatter, and I added the daisy on the inside as well. I'm going to make sure I don't have any adhesive sticking through those little holes of that daisy, because I did use the wet adhesive in the middle so that it won't stick together or anything. And there is our card. The final touch will be the brush metallic adhesive backed dots. And you can see that I really love them. I don't have very many left. Let's see how many came. 90 of them were in the package. I have maybe 17 left. So we're going to use the gold ones. But it comes in a brushed like brassy color, and then the rose gold on the regular. So we'll put one up here, one over here, and maybe right here. Wherever I feel like it. I don't like the blends to me, Rita, are too big of a splatter, and they're much more expensive than the Stampin' Up markers. And the brush end of the blends get frayed a lot easier. These are much firmer. The Stampin' Up are much firmer, so I like to use them better for the splatter. Sue, I would do the same thing. I just saw your comment. I would buy 10 of them if they were discontinued too. I would like be the first one there, and I would like try and buy them all because they're fantastic. I love this take your pick tool. It's the best tool ever. All right, guys, what do you think? We had a good night making a fun shaker card. I'm happy with how they turned out. I hope that you enjoyed yourself hanging out with me. Here's the fantastic die set from Cheerful Daisies. Here's our stamp set. By far, I think this is probably my most favorite set to date out of the new catalog since it's been out. And of course, you guys know how much I love Stylish Shapes. I use it constantly. If you don't own that, I don't know why. So there's that. And I really appreciate having you here. Let me bring the camera back up so you can see everything. Try not to make you seasick. I hope you guys enjoyed yourselves. Thank you so much, Lou. You're such a sweetheart. Thank you, Sue. Thank you, Rita. Thank you, John. Oh, you're welcome, Clem. Anytime. Clem, it's almost your stamp anniversary soon. Did you know that? Thank you, Joyce. On the 29th, Clem, it's your stamp anniversary. Best thing you ever did. You were resistant, but I finally wore you down. No, May 29th. You were resistant, but you finally gave in, and I think it was the best thing you ever did. All right, guys, thanks for hanging in here with me. I appreciate it. I will see you next Tuesday. If you missed any of the videos from the week, check them out. And don't forget, I blog every day, so you'll always have more content on Cheerful Daisies. Even if I don't have something on the YouTube channel, I will always have something on my blog. So check that out, and I will see you soon. Thanks for being here. This is Kelly with Inky Hands Warm Hearts. Happy stamping!